Welcome to episode number 70, Michael, of the Section 247. I keep doing it, man. Section 247, the show, a Sports Talk Philly partner, presented as always by Michael's Glass Company. Scrolling down there on the bottom, 215-338-3293, all of your glass needs. I am the Doc. I am joined by Watkins. What is going on, sir?
You know, you just because we are live now doesn't mean that we can't still call ourselves a podcast, because we are technically still a podcast. There's lots of people that have podcasts that are live.
We are still a podcast, but we're not necessarily calling ourselves that anymore. We're kind of rebranding it, that kind of thing.
This will be like the fourth time you tried to rebrand us too, by the way, in 2 years.
It is not. I just changed the logo once or twice. You got to get a little bit more professional. That's what happens when you're part of Sports Talk Philly and stuff like that.
What's going on, man?
Well, listen, I had a nice long weekend, watched a bunch of football. How about yourself?
I pretty much did the same. Man, that long weekend went so fast, though. Was hoping for some snow on Saturday. That didn't happen, as per usual here anymore. I just want to, did you see Newfoundland? They got dumped on for a solid 36 straight hours.
Yeah, I saw they got
time lapse.
Absolutely.
Time lapses are nuts.
Yeah, that guy's Nest camera that picked it up, and next thing you know, 5 feet of snow.
Yeah, and then also there was another one where it was like a car in the driveway, and that got all covered. It was just crazy. I mean, I don't want that, but give me like half of that. Give me something.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I mean, a little bit more than what we're getting now, which is absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I mean, since I've been in the house that I'm in right now, I bought a snowblower. It was all prepared. You know how many times I've used that snowblower? Twice.
I'm going to say, I've
actually started it more to make sure it still works more than I've actually used it.
I'm actually looking at my snowblower right now. It tells you how much I've used mine. But hey, look, that's
what we got going on tonight.
That's what happens with global warming. Look, we got to spread the word. We got to share this thing on the book and make sure that people know that we are live. And once people start watching, you can chime in down at the bottom. That's going to be a thing. We're gonna have this, Michael, on the screen for the better part of the evening. Hop in on the comments, say hello. You want to join the show? Comment. We'll say hi to you. We'll say hi back, and we'll go from there. It'll be fun.
Yeah, this is what I actually posted this earlier today, and then we also put it on the Section 247 show site. We've gotten a couple people saying, well, you want us to comment, ask questions, and I do that, and you don't see it. Well, we appreciate everybody sharing it because that's what we want you to do. That's what we asked you. So thank you for that. But unless you're in the legit 247 show feed on either Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, we can't see it. So
and one of the things
that's what we need you to do.
Right. And one of the things that I was told was, hey, you should comment back. So like, look, we have Nicole Watkins saying hello. We have Will the Thrill saying hi. We have Zach, everybody. Hello. Hi. See, this is me typing hi to you to say hi.
Man. And we like it. We love the interaction. We want more of it. You just have to be in the right feed.
Right.
Do that.
Exactly.
But that doesn't mean don't share it. Share the link, but just make sure you comment to ours. Talk.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so let's do it. Let's do a little bit of the rundown tonight. Tonight on the show, I don't know, Gym Time 2020. That's one thing. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what that means. I've taken my time off from the gym. I'll get back there as football season approaches. We're going to discuss the Eagles' offensive coordinator search that is still ongoing. We're going to talk about the Super Bowl, Michael. It's all set, and Philadelphia's favorite son, Andy Reid, is going back to the Super Bowl for the first time in 15 years. We're gonna talk that. There's some drama with Boyz II Men. I don't know. You're a Boyz II Men guy. I am as well, but you were more than I. So we'll get into that. We're going to talk about the night. What? It's true. You are. You can shrug your shoulders. You are.
I guess so. If you say so. I mean, go ahead.
We're going to talk about the Niners and their defense and how they just destroyed the Packers, who were soft as can be. We're going to talk about sign stealing in baseball and how that really, really exploded over the past week. We're going to laugh at the Mets because who doesn't like to laugh at the Mets? We're going to talk about the
It's the
resurgence.
easiest thing to do.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the resurgence of powder blue uniforms, Odell Beckham Jr. slapping a dude on the ass, a whole bunch of stuff, and whatever the people throw at us.
Cool. Yeah. All right.
See, Will has seen Boyz II Men twice live in his lifetime, and we'll hang there when we get to that, because I wish I would have seen them live, to be quite honest with you, but I haven't. So so that's where we are. Let's get on with it. What is this gym thing? This was your topic, so let's hit it. You can take the lead there, sir.
So you said you're taking a break from the gym. Why are you taking? Well, I'll start this off by why are you currently taking a break from the gym?
I'm taking a break from the gym because you get a bunch of morons that go to the gym at the beginning of the year who don't know how to use the equipment, and they just ruin the whole experience. I want to get in and out in an hour and 10 minutes. I want to run on the treadmill, lift some weights, and you get the idiot that's trying to, I don't know, do a bench press or do a leg press with the bench press. I don't have time for that.
So you are actually half of what you were going to say of what I wanted to talk about, because that's the same thing. I'm going to take you back pretty much to September, August after my softball season. I'm not playing anymore, but I just felt like it was a crappy season for me because I wasn't in shape. I didn't go into a gym for a year. So I started back in September, and I've been, lost weight, gained it all back for Thanksgiving and Christmas. Thanks for coming. But I was able to then get back on track again, and the gym has just become stagnant, lifting weights every day. Well, my wife, bless her soul, decided one day she was just going to up and change her career and decided to go to work for a gym called Legion Transformation Center.
Okay,
and I've done those workouts now. And I've done those workouts now with her twice. And I am so tired today that I could have went to the gym and stayed there for 3 hours a day. I don't think I would still have gotten the exhaustion that I feel right now. So
you went and did a girls workout. You went and did a girls workout and you're tired?
No, it's girls and guys. I mean, it's pretty fast paced. It's like a boot camp type of workout. So you're constantly moving. You get like 10-second breaks, and I will be the first one to say I am not in cardio shape at all. I just started skating again. So that's a whole new thing to me because I haven't put skates on like 9 or 10 years. But this workout is just draining me the 2 times that I've done it. It makes going to the gym and lifting weights like a beach. But it's good because, like you said, there's a bunch of morons at the gym right now. So why not take a couple months off from it, do these workouts, get in really good shape, and then use the gym as just a toner?
Yeah, see, I with the whole football thing, football season for me ends right after Thanksgiving. I take the next, 8 weeks or so off, let the body rest, and then I go back in and I start my running and preparing for the next season. Look, I'm old. I can't lift weights anymore. I don't need to bench press 700 pounds. What do I need to do that for? It doesn't matter.
See, I don't go to that extreme. Like I can't bench press. My shoulder will fall out, and I won't have anything to lift the bar off of my throat with. I go in there just to do maintenance because I'm old. What am I? I'm not trying to.
You're older than me.
Yeah, I am older than you. So, but I'm not a very coordinated person, nor am I in any good shape right now. And these 2 workouts over the past week have definitely demonstrated that. But I'm trying to get back in shape, man. I eaten like crap for about a year. It's time to get back into it.
Yeah,
and it has nothing to do with the New Year's resolution either, because they're bullshit.
Okay. Yeah, they are bullshit. Because you get the people that just, that's my problem. That's why I don't go. I can't deal with it. I can't deal with, I don't like people. So I can't just go there and stare at people. It just doesn't work for me.
Well, that's a downside with these workouts that the place where my wife works at now is, it's you all together doing this workout where I do like that headphone, put a hat all the way down, do my job together. But it was a good change up, man. I mean, I'm feeling it right now.
The good old leave me alone.
Yeah, exactly. Leave me alone. I don't want to look at you. Don't look at me. There you go. I mean, Will's got it. 25 minutes of cardio. Will, I hate cardio. That's why I started skating in. At least I go outside, do cardio, because treadmills, I got big feet, man. those treadmills, whatever they are, just I almost fall off of them half the time.
So you're uncoordinated, is what you're telling me. You're talking to a Polish guy. I'm the epitome of uncoordinated.
Well, I just said I was uncoordinated 2 minutes ago.
I wasn't listening to you. I stopped listening at some point.
Did you see Christopher's comment? Andy Reid presses 700 pounds every time he gets out of bed.
So we're going to get to Andy Reid, but Chris's comment there brings it to the forefront. Did you see what they asked Andy Reid? How are you going to celebrate winning the AFC Championship? Did you see what he said?
Yeah.
I'm going to get
he's got to get in Miami shape.
Oh, he's got to get in Miami shape. But then he said, I got to go get myself a cheeseburger and go to bed.
Get a ham sandwich.
Tons yours. But let's, the gym. I don't have time for it. I was told that Nicole says that these workouts will wreck your ass in a good way.
Yeah,
I hope so. Hey, whatever there. The only way, Zach, I agree with Zach. Just don't look at me. Leave me alone.
Exactly. And I do like that, but this was a good change up. I mean, the only exercise that I really excelled at was the 6 inches. And I swear to God, I had flashbacks of your father making us do it.
I hate 6 inches. I've hated 6 inches since 19.
But that's like the one thing I was good at. You remember we used to put the football underneath? You had to make sure you were above the football.
Yeah, and that did nothing. For us. That was torture. That was probably borderline. Abuse. But look, we all worked out. It all worked out. We became.
It all worked out fine.
Yeah,
But,
yeah. So that's your gym time thing. Yeah, I'll get back to the gym in about 2-3 weeks, maybe.
Yeah. Look, she wants you to come try the boot camp.
I have a bad knee. I'm making excuses. I just don't think it's gonna.
You know what, man? I mean, look, I've done it twice. It's a struggle. It's hard. I'm not going to lie. It's hard. I never said it was going to be easy going into it. I even set the tone saying, I'm out of shape and I'm uncoordinated. So I'll do these workouts, but I'm going to suck. And the past 2 I have sucked indeed.
I'm sure it's a great idea. I'm sure it is, but I'm out. I'm out on it. I'll go to my DDP yoga, which if anybody who's used it, it's fantastic. Modifications.
Yeah, I hear good things about it.
Pete, modifications. Look, this is like the CrossFit thing, right? Like people tried to get me to do CrossFit. I haven't done a CrossFit exercise since 2002 when I was at Kane University. And the only reason I was doing it was because I was playing football. I don't need to do that stuff.
Yeah, well, that's it.
Okay. All right. Hey, listen. We appreciate everyone.
That's the things when you're live. That's it.
We appreciate everybody jumping on board. If you want to join the show, comment in the feed here, and we'll say hello, and we'll go from there.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on a little bit here. How about we talk a little bit of Eagles offensive coordinator search, Michael? They are still looking for their offensive coordinator. This is madness.
It is madness. I just can't believe that this hasn't been done yet. I mean, the only thing that I can think of is that the job has already been offered to somebody. They just might still be coaching, and it just hasn't been made official yet. I think it's going to be Mike Kafka.
Oh, man. I mean, Mike Kafka, really?
Yeah, I think it's going to be Mike Kafka. I think Doug is bringing in another quarterback, trying to make work a little magic that he did with Frank Reich, and see what happens. I mean, you lost John DeFilippo. He's off the board. He went to the Bears to be a quarterback coach, so he took actually a step back. Maybe he didn't like the offensive coordinator position. Maybe there was nobody out there. I can't imagine that the Eagles didn't at least give a phone call, but who knows? But yeah, I think it's going to be Mike Kafka. I think Doug wants that quarterback that's going to be able to work with Carson and work with the offense.
That would be extremely disappointing if that's how it turns out. Mike Kafka being the choice. I mean,
who do you actually think it could be, though? I mean, it's slim pickings out there, and Zach says nobody wants to be the offensive coordinator if they can't call the plays. Yeah, but Zach, I mean, they've had coaches get head coach. Frank Reich didn't call the plays; he got a coaching job. out of it. So, I mean, I don't know how important that is.
Yeah, yes and no. I can see where that would be a problem, because to move up in this world of football, you do want to call your own plays. You want to be the guy. You don't want to just be the side piece. I don't know. The whole thing is madness to me, to be quite honest with you.
There's a lot of madness with this organization when it comes to the coaching staff. You know, Doug calling the plays, which, you know, like Zach might be right there. I don't know if that's the case. But then you got Deuce Staley. Deuce Staley's still the running back coach. You know, he's got an assistant head coach as the name on his resume. And it's another guy not getting any interviews from anywhere, you know, unless we don't know. I mean, don't you have to think they have to request permission though to talk?
They do have
I think we would have heard that.
They do have to request permission to talk, and so far it hasn't happened. I mean, you would have heard Deuce Staley's name out there. The Eagles are done. Why wouldn't you have heard that he was, one, interviewing in Philadelphia, two, that he was getting interviews elsewhere? He's not.
Do you think he actually likes just being the running back coach and the assistant head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles, and he's fine with that for the rest of his life?
No, how could you? How could you, if you're a coach and your goal is to make it in the NFL, or do well in the NFL and get to college, you want to have the ability to advance, and Deuce Staley clearly doesn't have that ability in the role that he's in now.
Yeah, and you know, Mike Rowe got fired, you know, relatively quick. I don't think that Doug liked the way Groh was working with Carson Wentz. I think there was a I think there was a slight regression there. Doug didn't like it, even though he gave him you know, he's coming back for another year, which that's a kiss of death most of the time anyway. I mean, I don't want Deuce to be the offensive coordinator here. I like Deuce the way he is here. I think I want Deuce, personally, me, to go outside and do something else with another team in order to advance. Because I think if it just ends ugly here, it's not going to be good for his legacy.
Yeah, no, if Deuce Staley wants to be the best coach that he can be, it's going somewhere else. And by all accounts, he is a tremendous coach. You know, a lot of people, everyone says, well, we want Deuce Staley for the job, because everyone remembers Deuce the running back. But Deuce the coach is so well respected and so highly thought of that he deserves the opportunity to go get a real job. Look, he could have taken the New York Giants job. Instead, you get the Clapper getting the job, which is a joke.
That's another organization that baffles me. There must be something in the water there in between the Giants and the Mets.
And we're going to get to the Mets in a little bit, but think about the Giants. You could have brought in someone like a Deuce Staley, who, an up-and-comer. You could have gotten a Mike Caldwell. You could have looked at all these different guys that are out there, and you didn't. You decided to go get Jason Garrett, who hasn't caught a play in Dallas in 5 years. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. I mean, why didn't they get Matt Rule? How come Carolina got him? You think it's just because Matt Rule liked the personnel that's in Carolina versus the Giants?
Michael, you know, there's this guy named Ted DiBiase, and his name is the $1 Million Man, right? And Will appreciate this. And everybody has a price. Matt Rule had a price, and it was $70 million from the Carolina Panthers that nobody else was willing to pay him. So that's why he went to Carolina.
And refresh my memory on this one, Mike McCarthy. How much control does he have in Dallas, or is he just a coach?
He's just a coach. How much control does anybody have in Dallas? You know, they're keeping Kellen Moore, or whatever his name is, the dude from Boise, on as the offensive coordinator. But that's not really going to matter. I mean, it's not going to matter at all.
No, McCarthy calls his own offense.
Right. The Eagles brought in Graham Harrell, formerly of North Texas, of USC, to interview for the position. He didn't get the job. Thank God he didn't get the job. I couldn't imagine a scenario where you're bringing in a guy from USC to take over this gig.
Yeah, I don't think the college route is the way to go in looking for a coordinator. I think you need somebody with NFL experience. But the list, just the candidates, and we read them a couple weeks ago, they're just not that good. You know, you're hoping for somebody to come out of somewhere, but I don't know what's going to happen. I really just think Kafka is going to be the guy.
Yeah, Zach chimes in. Caldwell. Caldwell has been trending hot, but I agree with you, Michael. It's probably going to be Kafka. The Eagles are going to ask for they're going to ask the Chiefs for permission. Now's the period where that happens. You're in the bye week from the Super Bowl, and it's going to be the point where he'll accept the job, and then after the game, he comes and does his thing. But what kind of hire is that? This guy was playing for the Eagles not too long ago.
In 2011. I mean, he's only played a handful of games. He played in 2011, and then he didn't see the field again until he was in Tampa Bay in 2014.
I didn't even realize it was that long ago. I didn't even realize it was that long ago. So.
Yeah. So he's watched a lot of football.
Well, and that's okay. I mean, backup quarterbacks sometimes make the best. Look, you have Doug Peterson, you have Jason Garrett, who I'm not saying he's good, but he's a professional coach. You have a lot of backup players that have been successful.
Yeah.
Mike,
and not always the best player makes the greatest coach. I mean, there's more players that have been great at their profession that have failed at coaching than anything else. I mean, you look at a Wayne Gretzky in hockey. He tried it, wasn't very successful. Frank Reich was a backup quarterback as well with some success.
Yeah, Zach chimes in with Frank Reich. I mean, he played well for Jim Kelly at a period there in Buffalo. I think wasn't he the quarterback for the game where the Oilers blew the lead?
Yeah, he was.
Zach chimes in with MJ. Oh, I was going to say MJ. Who the hell's MJ? Oh, Michael Jordan. Yeah, you're correct. Look,
but did he coach though? I thought he just owns the Charlotte Bobcats.
No, he did.
Charlotte Hornets now.
He coached the formerly the Hornets or the Bobcats, whatever the hell they are.
Bobcats, yeah. Just show you how much I watch NBA. I watch it.
Yeah, look,
I call them freaking Bobcats.
They haven't been the Bobcats in a while either. But it's probably going to be Mike Kafka, and everybody's going to be pissed off about it, and it's going to give us more stuff to talk about. So that's fine. That's fine by me.
I mean, we're Philadelphia. We're not happy unless we're complaining. So.
That's exactly correct. You're exactly correct. Angelo Cataldi was on this morning celebrating his 30th anniversary. And it's funny because I remember when he took over the show. That tells you how long I've been listening to sports radio. But he talked about all the negativity that comes with him over the past 30 years. There's a reason Gary Cobb coined the term Negadelphia.
Yeah. Yeah. Not happy unless you're complaining. But Angelo Cataldi is just a friggin' pigeon.
He's a rich friggin' pigeon is what he is. All right, we're going to move on here, but
you know what?
Go ahead.
I'm obnoxious every day, and I don't have as much money as him.
You don't have a microphone, and it wasn't the infancy of sports radio. Here, I'm going to take a sip of the water. You read the thing there about the comments.
Read the thing about. Oh yeah. So again, comments. We're going to say this a couple of times. We want to hear what you have to say, and we're glad that you're commenting. But in order for us to see it and read it, you must be in the Section 247 show feed in either Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube. So if you're on there, you can comment in. Still, please share your links on our show. We appreciate that. But in order to comment for us to see it, got to be in the show link for Section 247 show.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you can see here, we are part of Sports Talk Philly, sportstalkphilly.com. That's scrolling on the bottom there too. Sports Talk Philly on Twitter at Sports Talk PHL. I got that right this time. So we're all over the place. You can find us on all social media. Just search SEC 247 show. Again, you want to join, comment in below.
Yeah. And Will again saying Cataldi also wrote some damning articles about Andy Reid. Yeah, who hasn't? Angelo Cataldi did start out as a pretty damn good writer.
He was a fantastic writer. He was a fantastic writer in Philadelphia too. But
I think the Wing Bowl, man, just the wing sauce went to his head.
Well, look, when you can get 22,000 people to show up for a wing eating competition, you've done something correct.
I was one of those people several times.
I've never been, and I never will, and that's okay. We did a whole show on that. You can go back and check it out in the archives.
Last year around this time too.
We did because it was the end.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on here. We're going to touch on Andy Reid, but the Super Bowl is set, and Michael, any surprises there that it is the Niners and the Chiefs?
No, there's no surprises. I'm just surprised Green Bay didn't even show up to play.
we've shared it on our Twitter at SEC247 show that Green Bay was soft, and anybody knows how you spell it. It's SAWFT, soft.
WFT.
They were. If I'm an Eagles fan, if I'm a Seahawks fan, if I'm a fan of the Lions, the Bears, anyone else in that division, I am pissed off that they actually got as far as they did. That was just atrocious. Atrocious.
That game was over at the end of the first quarter. I mean, San Francisco's defense is just crippling. I mean, we're gonna talk about the Super Bowl as a game, next week, but it's gonna be a really good matchup between the San Francisco's defense and Kansas City's, offense. I'm looking forward to that. But I mean, nobody showed up for that team. They had the first play, the first three plays were good from them, and then after that, they went into a hole.
And the sad thing of this all, and I'm going to read the statistic here, right? Jimmy Garoppolo was 6 of 8 passing for 77 yards.
6 of 8 passing.
Rutgers in the
I thought he got hurt.
Rutgers throws the ball more often for more yardage than Jimmy Garoppolo did.
It's like Navy and Army playing.
Yeah.
I went to give my son a bath, at some point during the game, like right around halftime, third quarter. And I'm literally looking at the box score. I'm like, did Garoppolo get hurt? No, he didn't get hurt. They're just running the ball. Running the ball with some supreme defense, man. Jeez.
Well, look, when it works, it works. I mean, it works. What can you say?
And they weren't good all year, Zach. Green Bay, they could have easily been a 6-10 team. Look, they have a really good quarterback, one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL. They have a top 5, wide receiver. Their running game,
maybe.
Yeah, he's good, man. I mean, he makes plays. They don't have the running game like they used to, but the running game did work at times. But nothing worked yesterday. Nothing worked.
They were 6-9-1 a year ago, and frankly, they played like a 6-9-1 team when it came down to the stretch here this year. They were beatable. I really don't know. This pisses me off more about Seattle, is that it shows how bad Seattle was. And at the Eagles, if they actually had their quarterback, we're probably talking about getting beat by the Niners, but being in the NFC Championship game.
Yeah, I don't know if we would. I don't think we would have beat the Niners.
No, and maybe that's the homer look of the whole thing. But that's my thought. That's where it is.
I thought the same thing too. I try not to be a homer all the time when we're doing this as much as I am when we're not. But yeah, I mean, you're not beating Kansas City, and you weren't beating San Francisco. You should have beat Seattle. You beat Green Bay during the year, so that just goes to show you. And we beat Green Bay when we pretty much had the same team.
Right. The Niners, there was a big thing today on the intranet, on Eagles Facebook, Eagles Instagram, Twitter, everything, that the Eagles dropped the ball on Raheem Mostert.
I saw this.
Give me a break. So did 6 other teams.
Wasn't it like 2015?
It was. I remember him playing. I remember him playing really, really well, and he was one of the favorites coming out of camp. And then Chip, just being Chip, which is why he's not here anymore, just let him go. But everybody let him go. Come on.
The two things that stick out as far as like the funny things from the game yesterday, after the 49ers game yesterday, was the Raheem Mostert, Chip cut him in 2015. And the other one was, it was a picture of Chip Kelly in his UCLA hat. And it said, got fired by the Eagles, won the Super Bowl 2 years later, got fired by the 49ers in the Super Bowl 3 years later, or something like that, or reverse that, something. But yeah, Chip Kelly, man, always creeps back into it somehow.
Chip Kelly, I mean, he's just, he's the gift that keeps on giving.
I just remember laying in bed one night watching the news, and I think it was right after he traded, Deshaun or LeSean or whatever. And I was just like, this guy's killing this team. And he did.
He did. He killed the team. They should have won a championship, or at least been in the ability to win a championship a lot earlier than that. But hey, this isn't about Chip Kelly.
No.
We're going to talk a little bit more. Anything else about the Niners game? We're going to get to it in a second, a little bit deeper. But anything else, real quick?
Yeah, I think the Bosa on the 49ers is way better than Joey Bosa in the Chargers. Leaps and bounds better. And I see him as the next JJ Watt, is only healthier.
Fair enough. Well, let's talk about Niners defense. I mean, they were fantastic. I mean, unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Oh yeah. I mean, and that's something that they really played well all throughout the year. They did have times where they sputtered. Their offense leaked oil. We've talked about that, but the defense always kept it up, always went hard. And that D line is just ridiculous. And then you go back to the secondary, and they have corners. They have a corners, and they have safeties that can play. So that just goes to show you what you need to win. Yeah, corners.
Imagine that.
How about that?
And we're gonna get to that in the next few weeks and months. Paul Bowman from Sports Talk Philly. We're gonna do a couple different things. We're gonna get him on. He's the Eagles beat writer. We're gonna get him on with us. We're gonna have him on our YouTube. Some exclusive things discussing the Eagles and where they need to go in the future. But that's just, we're talking about the Niners and doing their thing. But Chris chimes in here, and it's a great point.
Yep, it is. I was just reading it.
Jumping back to the Eagles, being angry as an Eagles fan today, you know, they wouldn't have stood a chance against the Niners. And
no, even with injuries, even with all the injuries that the Eagles had, the secondary was still a problem, healthy,
right?
And the offensive line was skeptical at times, healthy.
But the Eagles would have put out a better showing.
I agree with that.
Than what San Francisco did, and that's what's really maddening. I'm not sorry, not what San Francisco did. What Green Bay did. That's what's maddening is that, God, Green Bay just the life was sucked right out of it, especially after the first game, which was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, and we said it. Going back to the Eagles Seattle game, if Carson, it woulda, coulda, shoulda. Carson once healthy, they win that game.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Andy Reid, let's stick with San Francisco real quick. There was some drama here, Michael. People are all bent out of shape about Boyz II Men singing the national anthem in Santa Clara in 49ers jerseys. Really?
Did you have a problem with it?
No, they got paid. Who gives a shit?
So, yeah, they got paid, but did they really have to wear the Niners gear?
What, you want them to wear Kelly Green Eagles stuff out there?
No, wear an outfit. Wear clothes. Why does it have to be any specific? Rob Lowe can wear an NFL hat.
I was going to say, should they have done the Rob Lowe black officials cap?
Yeah, it's definitely his first NFL game, and the referees had an extra hat and said, "Here, can I wear that?" But yeah, I don't mind they sung the national anthem for the San Francisco 49ers. I mean, that's going to happen. You want a job, you can do it. You do it. They didn't have to wear it. I mean, I personally, if you're asking me to do something for a different team, I don't know if I could wear their colors. I could wear an outfit, but I'll do whatever you need me to do. So, I mean, I don't care that they sung the national anthem, though. That saying "Go Niners" afterwards, like, really?
Fair enough. I mean, Will chimes in. It was their largest performance in over 20 years.
That's a large performance for anybody, man.
That's not nice. That's not nice. Why would someone say so? I actually don't think they're all together anymore. I think we're missing one of the boys.
Well, yeah, he stopped a long time ago.
One of the boys did not become men. He's still hanging out in Mount Laurel somewhere, doing his thing.
Yeah. He stopped a while ago. It's been the three of them for a good amount of time now. I don't care they sung the national anthem. I can give a crap. I don't like the Niners outfits, but hey, look, you represent their stadium. They're paying you. You might have to do what they say. You definitely don't have to yell "Go Niners" after you're done singing them.
The pride of Philadelphia, Boyz II Men. All right. Let's move on from that. Can we move on from that now?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. So we're going to talk about Philadelphia's favorite son, because everybody loves Andy. Everybody loves Andy now. Andy Reid getting another shot at the Super Bowl 15 years later. He gets to wear his Hawaiian shirts down in Miami. Everybody loves him, right?
Yeah.
Philadelphia's cheering for him.
Everybody loves him. I mean, you don't want him to win.
He's going to join the chief, with the chief, Craig Berube. We're going to give him a parade down the goddamn Broad Street when the Chiefs win this thing.
Yeah. I mean, hey, look. we said it last year when, Mahomes was just being Pat Mahomes. We won ours. So, it's time he can win his now. Everybody gives their blessing so he can win it. He might win it this time. So, good for him. But I have no problem rooting for Andy. I wouldn't mind the Titans would have won either because I like Vrabel. I like the Tannehill story, and I think Derrick Henry's a hell of a running back. So I wouldn't have minded they won either. But, Chiefs are in. We'll see what happens. It's going to be a good game, hopefully, and go from there.
We talked about this before, and Chris brought it up in the comments a little while back. We talked about this maybe at the beginning of the year, how the Chiefs were building their team and how it was not the best way to go about things. They have convicted domestic abuser, I should say an alleged domestic abuser on the offensive side. They have a guy that's been convicted on the defensive side. There's the LaShawn McCoy incident in Philadelphia where he's fighting with cops in the bar, not tipping people, kicking a girl off of his party bus, all that kind of stuff. Andy Reid kind of plays it off as this is he's a second chance guy, right? Mike Vick and all that stuff. Angelo brought it up too. I think Will chimed in with it that, Andy has built this team on the backs of bad dudes. That's kind of one element to it that I kind of agree with.
It's what the Bengals always wanted to try to do, but just couldn't accomplish it.
Yeah, they couldn't do it. To me, and the shame of it is Mahomes is just an unbelievable quarterback. Yeah. Ray Didinger this weekend compared him to Dan Marino with some of the throws, and I laughed about it. But then you go on YouTube and you watch some of the stuff that he does. It was almost Marino-esque. But at the same time, you have this team of just jackasses. So how are they? They're not likable.
They're a team of jackasses, but it seems like during the season they can keep, they stay out of trouble. So he's doing something right in that regard. It's almost like once the end of the season, hey, look, just try not to get indicted. He's a second chance guy because of his son. It all goes back to his kids.
I got it. I understand. Mike Vick I don't understand. I've never been through it. I don't understand. I hope that I don't have to deal with that. But that's fine. And that's fine. And people deserve it. But, Will sharing the link here, the Cataldi piece. And I remember when Cataldi wrote this for the Philly Voice. Win at all costs, I guess. Hey, look, it's fine. Just win, baby. That's fine.
Do you have a problem with that? Do you think that somebody's character, if they're incredibly talented at what they do, but they're a monster when they're not around you? What do you do? If they're going to make you successful, and let's face it, he's been through so much in his coaching career where he had success as an assistant coach and then never got over the hump. At this point, I think he's selling his soul to the devil so he can say he did it and walk away.
Well, I was going to say, is that it? Is that he's selling his soul for the title?
Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. It would not surprise me is if they win that he's done.
Well, who are they going to promote to be their head coach? Mike Kafka?
Eric Bieniemy.
Eric Bieniemy deserves a coaching job. The fact that Eric Bieniemy there's no openings. Eric Bieniemy absolutely 100% deserves a head coaching job. And the fact that he hasn't even been linked to any interviews is outrageous.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think there's a reason why. It's just like the reason why, Josh McDaniel refuses to leave New England unless you basically give him half the team. Is because he wants Belichick's job. It's a very similar pattern here.
It'll be interesting. I think Andy sees what he has in that team, and I don't see him jumping anywhere anytime soon. But you brought up New England, and let's talk about them for a few seconds. It's rumor and innuendo is floating around that Tom Brady is done. Do you actually think
done completely retired or done to go to a new team?
Done to go to a new team. Cleaned out sold his house, cleaned out the suite up at the stadium, just is going to go somewhere else. Do you actually think that happens?
Yeah, I think he's going somewhere else. I think he's definitely going somewhere else. Um, uh, Let me tell you though, Bob Kraft and Bill Belichick better get together because they have no sort of roadmap.
We'll go trade
Once
for
he
Jimmy
leaves.
Garoppolo. He's throwing 8 passes a game. You could probably trade a 7th-round pick for the guy.
You get him on the cheap.
He handed off 38 times. What am I trading for? I'm not trading a 1st-round pick for a quarterback that hands off 38 times. I don't care if he's a Super Bowl quarterback.
The only thing, though, if he does decide to go somewhere else,
Chris chimes in. He thinks he's gone. Zach chimes in. Indy.
Yeah. I mean, if he does go somewhere else, why would you want to take that sort of investment, a 42-year-old quarterback, regardless of how great he is and what his track record is? What are you exactly going to get out of this investment? Maybe a season?
Are you going to get
maybe 2? Where is that going to take you?
You hope to get Joe Montana as a Kansas City Chief.
And what happened with him? Did they ever get? They got to the.
Yeah, they got to the AFC Championship game.
Yeah.
But they had a run. They had a good couple-year run with him, and people forget about that. I forgot about it until Joe Montana posted on his Twitter today that saying either way he wins, which I'm sure people in San Francisco love.
Yeah, but the thing is, both whoever the team that Brady goes to and Brady, what do you have to gain? What does Brady have to gain from another Super Bowl with just a different team? Okay, that's been done before. What does the team that's going to bring him on just to win a Super Bowl 1 year and then you're going to be done? Then you're going to be right back to square one because Brady's not going to be cheap. He's going to require at least $20 million minimum.
Yeah, Zach chimes in. You don't have to pay him much and draft a guy and teach him.
Oh, yeah, it's easy. Well, why didn't New England do that then? Why didn't New England draft the guy and actually keep him and not trade him?
They did because the guy is in San Francisco right now.
Well, yeah.
But look, we're going to get back to – we'll get back on track here a little bit. Zach says to prove to winning without Bill.
Who cares?
Who cares? I agree with you. I agree with you.
6 Super Bowls. Who cares?
Tom Brady cares. Hey, remember, if you're joining us, Michael, we want you to join the show. We want you to stop in, say hi, comment in the feed so we can see it. We'll type back or we'll bring up your comments on the air. Hey, and if you're watching, you want to say, hey, look, guys, these guys, look, check them out. Share it, tell a friend, tell a spouse, guy on the street, whatever. Everyone has phones nowadays.
Doesn't matter.
Let's move on here real quick. We're going to talk plenty of NFL stuff over the next couple weeks with the break and after the Super Bowl and all that kind of thing. Zach chimes in. Hold on, he's going too quick here. I can't read. I need glasses.
Well, he's saying that they traded Matt Castle, Jacoby Brissett, and Jimmy Garoppolo. Matt Castle and Jacoby Brissett are not very good. Garoppolo is probably and
Jimmy Garoppolo was the guy.
The rumor was when he was traded, Bill Belichick called the Redskins and he called who else did he called another team asking about they wanted him to coach them because he was so mad that they traded him because I think he knew that that's the guy to have after Tom goes. But then Tom hasn't left, 3 years later after that's happened. It's just, what it is? It's a major ego from those 3 guys, from Kraft, Belichick, and Brady, just major ego. And you're going to probably see New England go back to what New England was in the 90s.
Yeah.
Early 90s before Parcells came.
Yeah, I agree with you. Look, plenty of NFL talk coming up. Let's pivot here real quick and let's move on to the story of the decade so far. And we're only a few weeks in, but we talked about it. Baseball sign stealing, the saga continues. And I said a week ago that I thought it was okay that this has been going on for a long, long time, and it has been. But this is really, really bad. This has gotten to a whole nother level, and people are getting fired. People are getting suspended. Alex Cora out of a job in Boston. Where does baseball go from here?
This is almost like another steroid era type of deal where it could cripple the game for a little bit. Alex Cora was fired because, everybody and their brother from the Houston Astros are fired. So guess what? You got to follow suit. Just it runs downhill. But then you get a guy like Carlos Beltran who didn't even do anything yet for an organization, and he had to step down. He had to resign because he was named in one sentence of that report. I will say, Zach, you could strip them of the titles, but I mean, they're still there. You still won them. You can't take that away. It's not like same with they do it in college. I mean, USC still won a national championship. You can't debate it. They can take it out of a book all you want, but it's right there in front of you when you want to Google it or YouTube it. Sign stealing's always been going on. Just what happens when you involve technology. It's almost like you got to have the FBI now at every game to make sure nobody's cheating.
Zach asks, is this Black Sox level? You got two world.
It's too hard. It's too hard to prove exactly who's involved, though.
Yeah, you got 2 world championships out of it, though. So maybe.
Yeah,
maybe not.
It might. Maybe. I mean, out of all I don't know. It's too hard to tell right now. I mean, the steroid era made people get on the ban list that, now everybody wants Barry Bonds in the Hall of Fame. Well, no, he cheated, just like Jose Altuve, he cheated. So what do you do with him from here on out?
I mean, you had guys that have they have buzzers. Like, this reached a whole
getting shock therapy for curveballs.
Yeah, it's reached a whole nother level. I mean, this wasn't just as simple as banging on a trash can, which is what I thought we were originally talking about. This has reached like critical mass here for baseball. They're going to have to come up with something to fix this.
Well, you know how you fix it? You put radios in the pitcher and the catcher, just like you have the quarterback and the coach, and you call the pitch that way.
So someone brought that up. Someone brought it up. I think I heard it on WIP, a caller or whatever. Someone brought it up that maybe you should bring in, you have a watch, you have an Apple Watch, right? That you can do, you can call your sign, create your signs right from there. Hey, I'm the pitcher. I'm standing there looking at my glove anyway. Curveball pops up. Yes, no. Is that taking technology and using it? Is that?
Yeah, I think you can go to what football does, where only certain people can wear it on the field at a certain time. It could be it could be on a third base coach when a team is batting, and it could be in every batting helmet. I think there's definitely ways, but if you're just going to go signals and different things, we've gotten to the point in this sport where you can't do signals. Look, football has stopped doing hand signals a long time ago because people were stealing them.
Because Bill Belichick was filming everybody. Right. Correct. Yeah.
So, I mean, now baseball has to get with the times and maybe do something a little different. I'm all for the radios. Now, the radios and the pitchers and catchers, and, then work out whatever you can for the batters to steal bases and do whatever.
And well, look, if you're picking off a coach, right? If you're looking at the third base coach and you're picking up his signs, I don't necessarily have a problem with that.
That's strategy.
Right. It's everything else that comes with it, having a buzzer when the pitch is coming. And I don't think I realized it. I didn't realize Altuve had hit the series clinching home run on a curveball.
Well, allegedly, because
the
MLB report states that no instruments were found when it came to sign stealing. They had no evidence of any sort of technology being used. But it's pretty clear when you go back and watch film of him rounding the bases and other parts of the film of he's connected to something.
He doesn't let his jersey get ripped off. He runs right into the clubhouse and gets changed.
Well, I mean, like I said last week, you could say monumental home run. Wanted to keep the jersey, didn't want to have it wrecked, so he took it off so it wouldn't get wrecked. I mean, that's what he can turn around and say.
Ken Rosenthal, I've heard the clip going on around everywhere, around baseball, that Ken Rosenthal asked him, and I didn't realize it after I asked him, hey, why didn't you want your jersey ripped off? Like he knew what was going on. He was playing his reporter self. And look, I don't know, man. It's Chris says it goes deeper. It goes beyond.
Oh yeah,
it does. It really does.
I mean, sign stealing's an art. This is just messing up the art. You want to sign steal, you want to have somebody that's going to look for the indicator sign and what they're doing. That's fine. That's baseball. But if you're going to involve technology and you're going to actually legit steal stuff, then that's where I draw the line. But that's the way it is now. It's the way the game is. Everybody wants competitive edge. There's nothing wrong with that. You do it until you got caught. Everybody's getting caught now. Now it's time to switch it up. What bothers me is just like when we go back to the steroid era is nobody wants to answer any questions. They asked Alex Bregman this week about, the investigation and everything going on, and he clammed up. Dude, you're part of it. You're one of the ones that are part of this whole scandal. You need to own it and talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, you have to. You can't just ignore it. Look how it worked for so long when baseball ignored the whole steroid thing.
It's a dying sport, man. It's a dying sport. I was with somebody over the weekend that said baseball, his kids are at the little league age, just like your kids. They're a little bit older. And he goes, baseball's not even going to be around in 5 years. These kids don't even care about it anymore. It's a dying sport. So they're trying to do whatever they can.
It's funny you say that because my son played T-ball last year. Really liked it. I was like, hey, by the way, there's spring touch football. I want to do that. That's more exciting. And this is a 6-year-old.
Yeah. I mean, that's baseball is boring to kids. I still love baseball. I still love the game. But that's the way kids, if it's not fast paced enough anymore, they're not going to keep their attention to it. The attendance is down. It's just a matter of time before it's hockey boosts over it.
No way.
I think that happens.
Sure, probably. I don't know. I don't think so.
I think it happens.
But let's talk baseball. One of the things for those who don't know us and are maybe chiming in, checking us out for the first time, which, by the way, if you're checking us out for the first time, make sure you join in the conversation, share it, tell a friend, that kind of thing. I had people come up to me last week. Hey, really enjoyed your show. Oh, I didn't even know you were paying attention to the show. Oh yeah, I watched the show. It's great. Well, hop in right there and say hi, and we'll say hi back.
Look, my aunt did it tonight. My aunt popped in, said hello, and whatever. She's probably asleep by now, but thanks for stopping in, saying hello. We appreciate that. We like that.
Thanks for stopping by. That's what that's what we always tell people.
I mean, look, your one sister's in Italy, still eating through the whole country, so she can't be here to comment right now. So might as well somebody else give a shot.
I gotta tell you, I didn't want to go to Europe. Never really want to go to Europe. Definitely want to go to Japan. A lot of things there. I definitely want to go
wrestling.
Yes, and Godzilla. So I'm set. Like the two of my favorite things, right? Wrestling and Godzilla. I'm good. And the food pictures of the food from Italy.
Dude, unreal food pictures. Holy crap.
I think I would go. I think I would go just for the pasta.
I would too. My father-in-law is staying with us past couple of days, just hanging out. And I was showing him the pictures of it, and he's like, yeah. He goes, that's what it looks like there. I'm like, oh, I think I want to go now.
So now, do the people in Italy actually eat all that stuff all the time?
Yeah,
like how
all day long. All day. What it is, it's smaller portions. That's why.
Chris is chiming in here, so hold on here. I'm going to bring this up, Michael, because I can't.
Back, Andy Reid.
I can't read. Did you watch the latest?
EDP.
What's EDP? I have no idea what EDP is.
It's that guy. It's that guy on YouTube, right, Chris? He's just crazy. He's nuts.
So for ripping on Eagles fans, for kissing Randy Reid's ass, I haven't seen it. I'm guessing.
I haven't seen it either.
I'm guessing it's probably going back to what we discussed a little bit, earlier, that everybody wanted the guy out, and that's fine. Everybody,
it was time ago. It was 12 years. It was time. Everything takes its course. Yeah, Chris, I stopped watching him after the Eagles won the Super Bowl because I'm like, all right, I don't need to hear this guy bitch anymore. Plus, he's from California, I think, right? He's not even from around here.
So I'm not missing anything then.
No, you're not.
Okay. All right.
He was funny. Listen, when Chip Kelly was here and Andy Reid was on his way out. He was hysterical, and then it just got to the point where it's like it was just too much yelling and cursing, even for my, Catholic schoolboy years.
Oh, I think I know exactly the guy that you're talking about, and yeah, I think I know. But look, any two idiots can have a show and put it on YouTube.
Example.
And by the way, we'll share that link if anyone wants to sit there and find our YouTube. Forgetting 15 years. Andy Reid's going to go down as probably the second greatest Eagles coach of all time.
Yeah. Yeah, and people lump him in there as one of the worst coaches of Eagles of all time. He's all time because he never got over the hump. But just like the player, just like a Jason Peters, thank you for your service. We appreciate everything you've done, but it's time to move on. And with Andy, it was just time. Even in the press conference the day that he was leaving, he even said it was time. Jeffrey Lurie said it was time.
It was time.
We're still friggin' talking about it.
Look, I hope somebody wins. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Let's wrap it up real quick on baseball, though. What can they do, if anything, other than this radio or watch or whatnot?
CIA patrolling the game instead of snipers looking for terrorists. CIA looking for sign stealers. I don't even know what you can do. Besides, the radio is the only thing, and that's really just out of left field, no pun intended.
Yeah. Sticking with baseball, but moving away from sign stealing, the Powder Blues are making one hell of a comeback, Michael. And you brought this up, and there's a way for us to share the picture. And when we get better at this, we can do it. But why don't you tell the Blue Jays? The Blue Jays have unveiled it. But
Blue Jays unveiled an alternate uniform this weekend. And I was clicking around and I saw it, and I saw the unveiling, and it's their 80s, 90s powder blue, Todd Stottlemyre, Joe Carter uniform. But they had 4 players that were, modeling this reveal, and it was Vlad Guerrero Jr., it was Craig Biggio's son, and it was Dante Bichette's son. And wow, did I feel old. When the uniforms, I was like, oh, cool, they're bringing those in. And then I saw the back of the jersey. I'm like, are you kidding me? Way to make you feel old. They brought back the uniforms that they're during their dad's era would wear, and now they're modeling it. It's just unreal how you watch a sport long enough. It's just like hockey. Hockey right now is going through a lot of the sons that were the Tchucks, Nylander, they're all coming up now. Yeah, we can talk for days about him.
We can. We're going to get Kevin Dorso back on, and we're going to talk Flyers. We're going to talk NHL. It'll be a hit. I'm telling you.
Way to make you feel old. I just felt old when I said that, when I saw that. And that's why I was like, oh, dude, we got to talk about this.
So we are. And you know what? We're going to do a bracket style thing, probably in March. Makes sense, right? March Madness brackets, that kind of junk. I think we're going to do uniforms, and we're going to break it down by sport. In your opinion, take the Phillies out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Best baby blue uniform in baseball, either brought back or from back in the day.
I would say probably Kansas City Royals.
Okay, all right. I don't mind it. I actually, and people are going to crap on me.
Oh, Milwaukee Brewers. What am I talking about?
Yeah,
Milwaukee Brewers. Come on.
The Braves had a good one too. I didn't mind.
Angels had a good one.
Yeah. Yep. If you had to, do you like the thing? Look, we're uniform guys, uni watch guys. My problem with the baby blues now is that they're being worn at home.
Yeah. Well, the baby blues weren't worn at home when they had them.
No,
the Phillies had.
They were road uniforms. They got rid of it instead of the gray.
That's the whole thing with uniforms now, man. I don't like too. Whatever happened to home whites?
Hockey ruined that.
Hockey, exactly. It bugs the crap out of me, even still. And this has been going on for years.
Will chimes in. He says he can't do the powder blue. He just got his Pete Rose 1980 Phillies retro. Are you talking, Will? Are you talking the pinstripes or the red or the maroon?
And is it a zipper or buttons?
That's true. I do have myself a Tug McGraw that is a zipper.
And I have a Gary Maddox that's a zipper.
Now I also have the maroon batting practice jersey from the 90s before the Phillies switched over, and Darren Dalton, that is a pullover.
Yeah, I remember the pullovers too. Milwaukee Brewers had a good pullover too. But the zipper was the first thing I discovered that was a 1987 Topps Darren Dalton rookie card. And they had a zipper. I'm like, wow, jerseys had zippers? Pinstripe zipper. Okay. All right, Will.
Interesting. I like that. I like
that too.
Willie says he wishes he could get the 89 gray. I actually think at some point Mitchell and Ness had the 89 gray, that where you could get it. And one of the things that pisses me off about these throwbacks is that they don't wear the zipper. I guess you don't want someone to get impaled. But
it probably has to be too heavy too. Let me ask you this about the Phillies in uniforms. Is it time for the Phillies to freshen up the uniform a little bit, you think?
Yes, it is.
It's been since 93 that they've had these.
And it's simple. It is a very simple fix, Michael. And they just need to go to the Sunday alternate, the cream with the blue cap and the red bill.
As the home.
That was their look in the 60s, late 50s, early 60s.
Yeah, the Whiz Kids.
Yeah, stick with it. And then they transitioned to the pinstripe. I think that's I'm not particularly fond of the maroon and the baby blue. I like it. I like the color scheme and all that stuff. But to me, that's bad Phillies baseball.
Oh yeah, that's Steve Jeltz.
Yeah, that's veteran.
Bob Dernier.
That's Veteran Stadium, man.
92 was the first year with the pinstripes. Thanks, Will.
Yeah, that's Veteran Stadium. Yeah, 92, they went back to the retro-ish look. I mean, you're talking almost 30 years of the same uniform. It's a classic. But
look how far we've come, though. Remember in 93, they had the alternate hat. It was a blue hat that they never won. It was only worn in day games.
So
now they have alternate uniforms.
That was 94. That was after. That was 1993.
That was 93. They had it in 93.
I was telling you it was 94. I'm going to send the link out.
And I will bet you it's 93 that they wore those blue hats.
I will bet you a beer.
All right.
I'm 1994.
Go Google whatever it takes, dude, and you'll see that they're wearing those blue hats on opening day.
We're going to go we'll figure this out. We'll figure it out. After the fact, we'll put it on the Twitter at SEC247 Show. At SEC247 Show on Facebook and Instagram as well. Real quick, see, Will says 94. Will, we're going to.
Will, look, don't. You were doing good. Don't push it. I'm telling you, 93. They had them.
Six Smiths. I went to Six Smiths to get them. I was very excited. I think I still might have it somewhere.
I had one. Yeah.
Chris wants to know what's the question. Chris, if you remember back to the 90s, the Phillies debuted an alternate blue cap to be worn day games only. Michael says it's 1993 they wore it. I say it's 1994. We've bet a beer on this.
And I'm doing it right now, even though I shouldn't be.
Which Michael are you referring to?
Well, you said 94, you moron.
Well, I'm the Doc. My name's Doc. All right. Come on now. 1994, I remember it. Then the strike got cut off and it went away anyway. And they burned those things. They burned them. They never wore them.
Never wore them again because they always lost with them.
Nope. But yeah, I think the Phillies are due for a refresh. I'd like to see them wear the Sunday day game uniform as their regular.
I'd like them to do something and incorporate the old, like the 80s and 90s P.
See, I didn't like it, but I'm
not saying the colors. I'm saying the P.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm up for a refresh.
So yeah, we could do a whole show on that coming up. We
have before.
We can do another one. So real quick, I was going to do Schmuck of the Week, and it was all the Eagles fans that have been harassing Jason Kelce for cheering on his brother. We talked about the Boyz II Men wearing the Niners jerseys. Mm-hmm. Did you see Jason Kelce wearing his brother's jersey?
Yeah, I meant to ask you about that, but you do realize that Travis wore Jason's jersey for the NFC Championship game a couple years ago, right?
Yeah, I have no problem with it. It's his brother.
Who cares? It's his brother.
But people made a big deal about it, and it's just stupid. My other Schmuck of the Week is one Odell Beckham Jr. And it's not for slapping the cop on the ass, which was kind of funny, and the cop should have punched him. The cop said he wanted to punch him. That would have been great. Would have been a fantastic video. He was throwing $100 bills around, making it rain with these college kids at the national championship game. They're going to get suspended because of him.
Maybe they should strip their title.
Maybe they should strip their title. Now, that's not right. Coach Ogeron did a great job at LSU, and that program deserves it. They were good. Look, I like them. I like him as a coach.
One of the really good college football teams in the past, not named Alabama in the past 10 years, I think.
Yeah, I mean, they were good. They
were good. They had a hell of a year. I mean, can't deny that. I mean, I would love a couple of those guys on the Eagles.
Yeah, we can get to that. We're gonna have our draft thing coming up. Speaking of things that are coming up, hey, look, we're gonna do a YouTube exclusive, Michael. We're not sure of the day. We're working out the kinks. We're
Pop-up
gonna do
show.
Sure, pop-up show. It's going to be exclusive to the YouTube channel. It may or may not be live, probably live, but it's going to be our Royal Rumble preview show where we are kind of going down memory lane a little bit. We're going to talk about the current product, surprises that you would like to see at the Rumble, that kind of thing. Look, we're two idiots. We like wrestling, so we talk from time to time.
Yep.
Did you watch the fights this weekend? Did you watch Conor McGregor?
I watched them the next morning. I was asleep by 9 o'clock.
Yeah, I didn't watch it. Don't care either, but hey, it is what it is.
Typical fight.
Yeah, exactly. It's the UFC. There's just too much of it.
Remember when we used to that was all we talked about.
I know. And then they just buried the whole thing, All right, well, I got nothing left. We went longer than expected. We appreciate everybody joining in. And Chris chimes in, Odell Beckham Jr. was 23 years at a high school party.
It brings you back to the movie Varsity Blues. Where they had the guy in Twitter.
Yeah.
She broke my heart, so I broke her jaw.
It's so true. He was the guy. He's like, I'm a sophomore, I'm a junior in college, and I'm showing up at the high school party. That's exactly what it was.
Yeah, I'm stupid. I'm about to get hit in the nuts.
Will says he loves the free streams on UFC. I can't stay up for it. That's too much coffee for me.
It is too much. I'm too old for that. My kid kills me by 8 o'clock. I'm dead. I mean, this is the latest I stay up all week long.
It is.
And I will be going to bed as soon as we hit stop recording. I go to bed.
Yeah, exactly. But hey, look, we thank everybody for joining us. Give the show a follow on social media, Twitter, Instagram, at SEC247 Show. Check out sportstalkphilly.com and Sports Talk Philly on Twitter at Sports Talk PHL. Sponsor of the show, as always, is Michael's Glass Company. If you need windows, shower doors, all that kind of stuff, 215-338-3293. Tell them Mike and Mike sent you. And we'll catch you next week. Super Bowl preview, Royal Rumble wrap up. We'll be pissed off. You're probably going to have a pissed off me because they'll ruin something on Saturday, on Sunday night.
No titles are going to take place. It'll be very boring, but whatever.
Brock Lesnar, someone texted me earlier today and said, who do you think the main event for WrestleMania is? I don't know. I don't give a shit. They're ruining it. Go check out AEW Dynamite, and we'll see you next week.
See you.